What Michael Jackson was hiding in Neverland for years. Michael Jackson, often hailed as the king of pop, was one of the most iconic yet polarizing figures in entertainment history. Renowned for his extraordinary talent, he achieved unparalleled success with chart-topping songs, groundbreaking music videos, and mesmerizing performances that redefined the pop music landscape. However, Jackson's personal life often overshadowed his career, shrouded in layers of intrigue, speculation, and controversy. Central to much of this fascination was Neverland Ranch, his sprawling estate in Santa Barbara County, California. Purchased in 1988, Neverland became more than just a home. It was a reflection of Jackson's unique personality, encompassing amusement park rides, a private zoo, and opulent structures. To his fans, it was a whimsical paradise, embodying his creativity and childlike wonder. To critics, it symbolized excess and secrecy, even becoming the focal point of allegations that would haunt his legacy. So, what was Michael Jackson truly hiding in Neverland for all those years? The answer lies in the intersection of his yearning for a lost childhood, his attempts to shield himself from the pressures of fame, and the darker accusations that forever marked his story. This essay explores the many layers of Neverland Ranch and what it revealed and concealed about the enigmatic star's life. The creation of Neverland Ranch. In 1988, Michael Jackson purchased the Sycamore Valley Ranch, a picturesque estate nestled in the rolling hills of Santa Barbara County, for an estimated $17 million. Renaming it Neverland Ranch, Jackson said about transforming the 2,700-acre property into a fantastical retreat inspired by J.M. Barrie's literary masterpiece, Peter Pan. For Jackson, Peter Pan's tale of eternal childhood resonated deeply, and Neverland became the physical embodiment of his desire to escape the burdens of adulthood and return to a simpler, carefree existence. The estate featured an amusement park complete with a Ferris wheel, a carousel, bumper cars, and a private train system that snaked through the property. Adding to the enchantment was a zoo filled with exotic animals, including elephants, giraffes, and orangutans, which further accentuated its whimsical allure. Every corner of Neverland seemed meticulously crafted to evoke joy, nostalgia, and wonder, not just for Jackson but for the numerous children and families he invited to experience its magic. While the public viewed Neverland as a magical escape, its whimsical elements also drew scrutiny. Critics began to question whether the estate's design and purpose served a deeper, more troubling agenda. The very elements that made it appear enchanting, the rides, animals, and secluded nature, would later become the subject of controversy and speculation. A personal sanctuary. Beyond its role as an amusement park, Neverland functioned as a deeply personal sanctuary for Michael Jackson. From a young age, Jackson's life was dominated by relentless rehearsals, grueling performances, and the demands of being the frontman of the Jackson 5. His father, Joe Jackson, managed his career with an iron fist, subjecting him to harsh discipline and criticism that Jackson later described as emotionally and physically abusive. For Jackson, Neverland symbolized freedom. It was a refuge from the prying eyes of the media, a place where he could escape the constant scrutiny of the world and indulge in the innocence he felt had been stolen from him. He filled the estate with symbols of childhood, from toys and video games to life-sized mannequins and memorabilia. Jackson himself described Neverland as a place of peace where he could retreat from the complexities of adult life and the relentless pressures of stardom. In addition to serving as his personal haven, Neverland was also a site of charity and goodwill. Jackson regularly opened the estate to underprivileged children, terminally ill patients, and their families, offering them a chance to enjoy its wonders. For these visitors, Neverland was a place of magic and generosity, a reflection of Jackson's philanthropic spirit. Yet, as time went on, this sanctuary became overshadowed by the darker controversies associated with the pop star. The allegations. Neverland Ranch became the epicenter of legal and moral battles that plagued Michael Jackson's life. In 1993, he faced his first public allegations of child sexual abuse, brought forth by the family of Jordan Chandler, a 13-year-old boy who claimed Jackson engaged in inappropriate behavior. The ensuing investigation focused heavily on Neverland, with authorities conducting extensive searches of the property for evidence. Although Jackson denied the allegations and reached a financial settlement with the Chandlers, the incident marked the beginning of an ongoing narrative of suspicion surrounding the ranch. A decade later, in 2003, Jackson was charged with multiple counts of child molestation involving Gavin Arvizo, another young boy who had been a guest at Neverland. The prosecution portrayed the ranch as a calculated trap designed to lure children, describing its amusement rides, private quarters, and secluded nature as tools of manipulation. The defense, however, argued that Neverland was nothing more than an eccentric creation of a man who identified deeply with childhood innocence. The highly publicized 2005 trial ended with Jackson's acquittal on all charges. Still, the allegations left an indelible mark on his career and public image. Years later, in 2019, the release of the documentary Leaving Neverland reignited the debate. Featuring detailed accounts from Wade Robson and James Safechuck, two men who claimed Jackson abused them as children, the documentary polarized audiences. Some saw it as undeniable proof of Jackson's guilt, while others questioned its validity, citing inconsistencies and a lack of corroborative evidence. What Jackson might have been hiding. The question of what Michael Jackson was hiding at Neverland invites a deeper exploration of both his psyche and the controversies surrounding him. On one level, Neverland served as a protective shield, a world Jackson meticulously constructed to hide from the harsh realities of fame and the trauma of his childhood. The estate allowed him to live out a fantasy where he could control his environment and surround himself with the joy and innocence he felt had been denied to him. Yet, the allegations suggest a more troubling possibility. Critics argue that Neverland's whimsical design and secluded nature may have served as a facade to mask inappropriate behavior. The ranch's private theaters, hidden rooms, and guest quarters were scrutinized during investigations, with prosecutors alleging they were used to facilitate misconduct. At the same time, Jackson's supporters vehemently defend his innocence, maintaining that Neverland was a reflection of his unique personality and eccentricities. They argue that his actions were misinterpreted and that the allegations were driven by financial motives rather than genuine claims. Psychologically, Neverland also reflected Jackson's inner turmoil. Despite his immense fame, he often described feeling isolated and misunderstood. The estate represented his attempt to reconcile the dichotomy of his life. The global superstar adored by millions versus the vulnerable individual struggling with profound loneliness and a yearning for simplicity. Legacy of Neverland. After Michael Jackson's death in 2009, Neverland Ranch became a symbol of his complex legacy. Some viewed it as a testament to his creativity and generosity, while others saw it as a grim reminder of the controversies that overshadowed his career. In 2020, the property was sold to billionaire Ron Burkle for $22 million, a steep decline from its original asking price of $100 million. The sale marked the end of Neverland's association with Jackson, yet its mystique remains intact. In 2024, the estate gained renewed attention as a filming location for a biopic about Jackson's life, highlighting its enduring connection to his story. Neverland Ranch was more than just a property. It was a mirror reflecting the many facets of Michael Jackson's life. To its owner, it was a sanctuary of innocence, joy, and creativity. To the world, it became a site of endless intrigue, a place where the boundaries between fantasy and reality blurred. What Jackson was hiding in Neverland depends on perspective. For admirers, he hid from a relentless world that never allowed him to rest. For critics, he concealed actions that could never fully be reconciled with his public persona. Ultimately, Neverland stands as a symbol of Jackson's dual legacy, an unparalleled entertainer whose life was as complex and enigmatic as the magical world he created.